unless you're watching this on the replay in the afternoon or the evening, then I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am Psychic Medium Samantha Fe. I'm so thankful, so happy to be here with you as our first official video of Make Mo Money March, as well as Feel Good Meds, bringing them together. Hello, Miss Lisa. Welcome, welcome. And we're just going to take a couple minutes to give everyone an opportunity to dive in. I know that I did a little switch on the location of this video, so just simply saying hello to that switch. Let's go ahead and say the prayer with me so we can set space as we call in divine truth and love into the sacred space. We invoke the highest possible healing for each and every feel-good med and happy empowered empath and myself. We ask for the courage and compassion to speak and to hear from the purest form of self-love and forgiveness to all involved. I'm just taking a nice big deep breath in. Beautiful. Good morning, Starla. Good morning, Tara. Hello, hello. You know, I'm gonna go grab my other phone real quick so that we can switch these. There we go. Hello, Miss Patty. Hi, Teresa. Hello, hello. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead from this place. Oh, there we go. I see it here. There we are. I'm gonna go boom shakalaka. All right, beautiful. So I'm really excited to bring this to you actually. So with Make Mo Money March, wanted to talk about the shifts that we are all going to be experiencing, and I hope you all have been enjoying the affirmation so far, and that's where, you know, I said in the beginning that Make Mo Money March isn't necessarily about focusing on the money. It's about releasing the feels of constriction. It's about releasing the things that are getting in the way. It's about releasing these other sorts of just snags that get into our unconscious mind that we then peel away. We have to peel away these layers and these layers. Excuse me. We have to peel away these layers and these layers and these layers in order to allow us to, one, find the confidence in our belief system that's going to allow the flow to come to us and through us in our lives, and also simultaneously being able to be in an abundant mindset before you recognize that you are seeing the actual results right into your bank account. There is an infinite number of money here, right? There's an infinite amount of money. There's an infinite amount of abundance here that is available to you. Anything and everything you want in this world, in your life, can be hand delivered to you by the universe. It is up to you to allow yourself to be in the receptive mode and allow for yourself to be feeling that you are worthy, feeling that you are deserving, feeling that it is possible. All of these things come down to the feeling. And so for those of you who are able to be at the workshop in Reno, clearing out your emotional grid, this has a lot to do with it, believe it or not. We're looking at creating a space within the emotional grid, a space within your pain body, a space within your ability to remember and problem solve for yourself that's going to offer room and freedom for yourself to expand into that. And so that is what getting into the receiving mode is about. Now, some things that will get in the way of your receiving mode. For myself, when I was a little girl, I had a lot of energy around receiving love. That for me, receiving love in my relationship with my mother, and also in the relationship that I had with other adult figures in my life, meant that receiving came at a cost. Receiving was tied in with pain. So as a grown adult, I have had to do a lot of unraveling around receiving. I've had to do a lot of, it's safe to receive, it's safe to bring in, it's safe to trust, it's safe to lean in, it's safe to surrender. I've had to do a lot of unraveling and a lot of work around that. So that's why with Make More Money March, we take some of these like side angles to be able to understand what is your actual relationship to money. And again, that being said, that money isn't really the focal point here, but what we're looking at is how can we bring that energy into your world? How can we bring that energy into your life? How can we open your heart to be in a space where you can receive? How can you be able to believe that it's possible, right? For some of you, I even hear, like, you know that some of my higher end programs are expensive. They cost money. It is a matter of skin in the game, and it's a matter of bringing it in. Now, for some of you, I have already heard that you don't believe that it's possible for you to be able to get into them. If you don't believe it, then it is not possible. If you believe it, then the universe will meet you and find a way to carve out the path as it aligns for you. So I'm using that as an example, and I know that there are a lot of other examples, but for some of you I've had these personal conversations with, so I figured we might as well, use that as an example. So when we look at that for you, and when we look at what is your belief system around what do you believe is possible? Do you see somebody on a yacht? Do you see somebody in a big giant house? Do you see people having these things that are associated with material possessions and think that could never be me? Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, but you like put it way far out in the distance and you believe that, well, that's not me, that's not mine, that's not anything like that, right? So if you're seeing these patterns arriving within yourself, and instead of seeing if it's possible, then it exists. These people are absolutely no different than you or I. These people who have been able to have wild financial success, they are no different. It's not that they have been able to figure out this magic secret thing, right? It is literally about self-confidence. It is about deserving. It is about releasing yourself from doubt. It is about stepping into a new programming around being able to believe that it is possible for you to be able to receive. So when you give yourself that momentum, when you give yourself that permission, when you give yourself the freedom to relax into surrendering, and for those of you who have had experiences by creating patterns of trust that have not allowed you to lean in and feel safe, learning how to receive is going to be a completely different sort of concept. Now, this is where the light side of entitlement, and this is where the light side of arrogance, this is where the light side of some of those characteristics that we like to look at and point the finger at and say, that's really bad, but recognizing that every single aspect of every personality trait has a light side and has a dark side. It has a light side and it has a shadow. So there's a light side to being able to have a healthy, balanced egoic consciousness. And that healthy and balanced egoic consciousness says, why not me? Of course me. Of course I'm in line for that. Of course that's here for me. Rather than saying, oh, that's for them, I could never have that. If you say I could never have that, you're right. You're right. You're literally creating that line, that lane in the universe that says, I will only stay in this lane and I will only be in this lane forever. And that's the only lane that I will choose to exist in because I don't ever believe that I could ever get out of this lane. Well, I'm telling you, if you want to get the fuck out of that lane, get yourself out of that lane by start believing differently for yourself. By start believing that things are possible for you, by start believing that you are stepping into a divine alignment for yourself, that you are stepping into a divine abundance for yourself. Now, I love that we already have had some breakthroughs in Make More Money March. I shared a couple of them into the group today from people who have posted. And that is the beauty of how this works, is that you start priming the pump. When you start getting that belief system going and you start getting energy diving into that and you start saying, of course me, of course me, of course me, the universe will start to meet you at that frequency. you will start to attract that which you are putting out into the world. You will start attracting the energy that's going to allow you to be able to receive. Now, this is where things get lopsided, and this is where people like to think, well, it didn't work. It does work. It does work. Sometimes we just need to go back in and reframe, do a couple little retweaks, and you will be able to make it happen. Yes, Joy, belief is everything. Absolutely. Your belief quite literally creates your reality. That's what I like to call Samantha Land. I like to live in Samantha Land. I like to live in Dreamland where everything is possible, because the more I believe in Dreamland and everything is possible, the more I get handed these opportunities that are like, oh my gosh, look at this, look at how incredible this is. And it's simply a matter of believing that they exist, right? So when you allow yourself to believe that you exist, Kim, you received a raise and a bonus. Whoop, 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 whoop. Nicely done. Way to make it happen. Love to hear that. All right. So I love that. That's a perfect example of being able to be in the receptive mode, being able to receive, being able to allow yourself to slip into that flow of abundance. Now, receiving is not a matter of things that happen in your head. Learning to receive is a matter of something that opens up within the consciousness of your heart. This is where and why I say that forgiveness is receiving. Forgiving is receiving. When you forgive, and 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 when you forgive, when you forgive, you allow yourself to make room in your heart. And this is the most important here. When you forgive, you make room in your heart to be able to receive that which is new. When you hold on to anything in this world, that holding on to is not going to allow you to be able to receive what is more, right? If your hands are holding on to the ropes of the chains of things that have happened in the past, you're not going to be able to be open to receiving that which is new, that is coming for you. When it comes there for you, when it lays into your lap, when it lays into your sphere of awareness, when it comes into your world, you want to be able to make sure that you are able to receive, that you are open, that you are in gratitude already. If you are in pre-gratitude, imagine how willing you are to be able to open this up. Now, I'll share a little bit of a personal story and what I've learned about being a coach, and the different sort of personality traits that my clients have had, and that I personally have had in my personality traits of being coached, and learning how to be coached, and learning how to work in a mentorship relationship. Now, this is what I've learned, is that the power of gratitude will get you everything. That's it. That is it. The power of gratitude will get you everything. Now, we don't even necessarily need to go into the details or specifics, but let me tell you, I have had clients that have been so gracious and so appreciative and so just like loving in the dynamic and relationship with me, that even when there's things that I have to forgive or that I would normally sell, I give to them. I gift, because there is an exchange. There's an energetic exchange in the giving and the receptivity, that there is a different sort of occurrence that allows for the movement and the shift to be able to feel right and to feel good. Now, I've also had clients that have gone back to, well, this is what you said that we would get, and this is what this is there, and this is in the directory, and this is what we said, and this is this, and they want to nitpick and peel apart every single piece of it. I've literally had clients do this on days that I have given gifts that were not on that, and literally have gone back to nitpick. I'm using this as an example, right? Because if you look at your relationship with source energy, if you look at your relationship dynamic with your guides, with your ascended masters, the ones that your angels, the ones that are working with you, There is an energetic dynamic that is going on there, that when you are in gratitude, you are in a receiving mode. Gratitude will bring your channels to be so unbelievably open. So open that miracles come into your life. The gratitude of the journey. The gratitude is not about being thankful for things you are being given. It's being grateful and thankful for things that you are taking for granted. Offering gratitude for the appreciation of the earth spinning on its axis. Gratitude for the sun holding the gravitational pull in our known galaxy to be able to offer so much more room and freedom to things that are moving. Offering gratitude and appreciation to the plants that are living and coexisting. Gratitude and appreciation for the trees that are around you, for the dirt that is under your feet, for the feeling of the earth, for being able to earth, for Mama Gaia, for Mother Earth, for always being there with you, under you. When you are in that state of gratitude and when you are in that state of appreciation, things flow to you in full ease and full receptivity. Doors just simply open, and that is why this is not about money. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and tune into the energy of money. And some of you were there when we did this in Feel Good Meds last week. Tuning into the energy of money. Release your head associations with what is money, because it is not what you think it is. I can promise you that. Now just simply feel into the energy of money. And allow that effervescence to just bubble and percolate and move around in your system and in your space. And allow that energy to flow down through your root chakra all the way down to the center of the planet. Yourself to just sink in to your grounding cord. And as you allow yourself to sink in to your grounding cord, allowing that energy to flow freely out of your body, out of your channel, into Mother Earth. Now, when you feel into the energy of money, when you feel into that vibrational frequency inside of your space and around your physical body and your auric field, you allow that energy, that vibrational frequency, that effervescent, light, playful energy, you allow that to simply break down, and it literally breaks down vibrational frequencies. This is why they say laughter is the best medicine. This is why I laugh and I get you to laugh. If you've done any live readings or live sessions with me, I do my best to make you crack up with corny jokes so that you know that laughter is what is going to break you free from the densities of the pain and the emotional constrictions that we have that doesn't allow energy to flow. So when you're in that space and you're allowing by default is letting go. And when we focus sometimes on what it is that we're letting go, we don't actually look at what it is that we're bringing in, because we're so hyper-focused on the release of the grief, of the pain, of the sorrow and the sadness and the story and the trauma and the drama, that we're focused so much on letting go that we don't actually allow ourselves to turn around and face our own front, or face our own true north, and to be able to allow that energy to flow into and through our body. So as we're allowing that energy to flow into and through our body, we're focusing on the allowing. By default, this breaks down the densities when you have, especially when you have your grounding cord connected or when you're feeling very connected to the earth. It allows that energy to just simply flow through you and to be released by default, not by you having to do anything more. And as that happens, as that's transpiring, you are able to call in your dreams and your desires. Now, in some cases, this may require for you to step forward with action steps. When you step forward with action steps, these action steps will be delivered to you as messages from your intuition. That is that feeling, I feel like I should go to this restaurant at this moment. Maybe you're going to run into somebody that you weren't expecting to see there that would spark and trigger a conversation for you to be able to move forward in a different direction. When you are allowing yourself to be open to receptivity, your intuitive impulses are actually also, they have more permission to speak more loudly to you because your egoic consciousness has been given a vacation. It has been given a break. You don't have to think, you don't have to logic, you don't have to decide. You basically allow yourself to be open to receiving. You receive the intuitive guidance. It's going to give you the action steps to be in the right place at the right time, to be able to receive the opportunities of divine alignment and divine abundance that are there waiting for you, that are just simply a pocket, a little golden pocket with your name on it for you to walk into and say, I have arrived. And when you walk into that golden pocket and you recognize your arrival and you allow yourself to receive, then there it is. Bada bing, bada boom, ba bam. There it is. That's it. Now, at this point, you still can get in your own way. You cannot think that you are deserving of the opportunity that you have called in for yourself, and you can step on your own foot and still get in your own way. Ha ha ha. This is why building your confidence in your intuitive knowing and allowing yourself to receive by forgiving others so that you can also forgive yourself. And when you forgive yourself, you forgive others. And when you forgive others, you believe that you are more deserving and allowing to receive because you see that you are created in the divine perfection of an extension of source from which you are cut of the cloth of and from anyway. You are already in line with that. You are already in line with that. So take a moment to forgive yourself for getting in your own way. Take a moment to just forgive yourself for whatever patterns of behavioral traits that you are doing, to let yourself and set yourself free. So that when you let yourself and you set yourself free, you breathe. Take a moment. Listen, you always have permission to pause. I don't care what is happening. You always have permission to pause and breathe. Always. Always, always, always. Yes, Grace, can you make a list of people and things? Absolutely. Make a list of people and things. Start at the top and start forgiving. Remember those forgiveness letters I said, write a forgiveness letter every night? Write a forgiveness letter every night. Yes, prime the pump. Prime the pump, prime the pump, prime the pump. It's going to feel so awkward in the beginning. And when you get that energy moving, oh my gosh, it's like forgiving people is going to just be like, of course. It's not going to be like this whole long drawn out thing. Right? The first time it's like this whole long drawn out thing because you want them to admit that they had a fallacy or that they mistook and they disrespected you and how dare they and so much blame and you're the victim and woe is me and holy shenanigans. No, listen, first of all, take responsibility. You are the one who put yourself in that position to begin with. When you forgive yourself for putting yourself in that position to begin with, you can forgive yourself for being there, which you will then recognize the actual pattern of your behavior traits that landed you into the hot seat to receive such punishment from another person. So when you recognize the behavior traits from yourself that landed you in the hot seat to receive that punishment, you will then empower yourself to not make the same mistake again. And let's even say that maybe you want to consider it a mistake, maybe you don't, it doesn't matter. But if you do it again, it's going to hurt worse. And if you do it again after that, it's going to hurt even more. And it's going to hurt even more until you get the idea that you are the one that is in the driver's seat of your own life experience. You get to choose how your life unfolds. Of course, there will be wild cards, but you are a powerful being and an extension of your very own creator. So you get to co-create with yourself, because here on planet Earth, in this world, we have free will. And that free will allows us to connect in with our ability to co-create. Now, for some of you, I feel like some of you are shaking in your boots, because that power that you have actually puts you in the driver's seat of being able to receive a lot of not wonderful things. And when you start to see that, yeah, you are the one who is in the driver's seat to collect all of these maybe not so wonderful things, you'll see for yourself that it starts to not feel good. So that's why forgiving ourselves first is oftentimes the most challenging and also the quickest way to this unraveling that we're speaking about. Yes. To that we say yes. To that we let ourselves just open up. We let ourselves be able to be free. We let ourselves embrace the movement by taking responsibility. When you take responsibility, you give yourself your power back. And for some of you, you're like, I don't want my power back. I like it better when somebody else gets to make my decisions. I like it when I'm just a bump on a log floating down a river and I don't have to be responsible. When you are responsible and when you choose your responsibility, you choose your freedom. When you choose your freedom and you offer gratitude for the challenges and the obstacles that have come to you, rather than to remain in the victim mode and the blaming, when you choose to reignite your power and when you choose to reignite your flame, you will be able to see that everything that you have ever called in and all of the seeds that you have ever planted are all there waiting for you to simply sit yourself into the receiving mode. I deserve, I allow, I receive. 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 Illness, disease, pain, autoimmune diseases, mysterious illnesses that doctors can't figure out, all of these things are completely tied to your energy body. Your energy body is tied to your pain body. Your pain body is tied to your physical body. Now you also have your higher self and your astral body. When you allow the aspect of you that is fully in connection with divine source energy, that connection to divine source energy will allow you to open your heart space. And as you are allowing yourself to open your heart space into that divine source energy that has the infinite knowledge of all that is so out far and so outside of your own egoic consciousness, you have your own direct channel. That is your connection to your highest self. So when you allow your highest self to come in and start rearranging the script and start taking the lead and you actually giving your power to your highest self, which then your highest self will help you build your confidence to be able to reciprocate and receive. This is the relationship with yourself that we speak of healing. When you heal your relationship with yourself, yes, a lot of times it has to do with your own emotional body and your egoic consciousness first, because that is the basis, that is the foundation. We don't often just shift from that into these higher states of awareness unless somebody is born with heightened senses, and that is possible. I do believe that there are people, all psychic abilities can be learned. Yes, they can be learned. You can open these up. They can be learned. And yes, there are some people who come into this world with their heightened sensitivities and sensitivities and abilities are already open, and they're already conscious of them, and they're already working. Some of them have them, they get covered up, then we get older and we have to open them back up again. When you have these states of awareness, it starts with the egoic consciousness. We then move into healing the emotional body. We then move into healing the pain body. You will then start to open the channels to your astral body as well as into your highest self. Your highest self is in that direct line of connection with source energy. This is how it works. So when you have a cog in the wheel of your emotional body that you can't get past because you're so busy blaming somebody and playing the victim, you're not able to see those higher states of awareness that you're able to connect in with. So that's what this is about, right? You thought Make Mo Money March was like, let's get rich. Yeah, sure. Awesome. Let's do that. And also, let's look at these different things that are getting in the way of being able to manifest that effervescent joy, because the energy of money, the energy of it, not the societal constraints, the belief patterns, the emotional attachments, the this, that, and the other. None of that. That is not money. It's like saying love is pain. Love is not pain. The energy of love is the energy of love. The energy of pain is the energy of pain. So when we tune into the energy of love, when we tune into the energy of money, when we tune into the energy of freedom, when we tune into the energy of enthusiasm, when we tune into the energy of amusement, these are all very high vibrational frequencies. They are very, very high vibrational frequencies. So when you're able to tune into that very, very high vibration, and you allow yourself to simply settle and get comfortable in there, then these lower frequencies will be like an axe to your grounding cord, so that when it happens, you will feel completely like pulled out from under yourself, like the rug pulled out from under you. When you're able to stay in alignment with your lane of responsibility, your highest self, your highest calling, and you feel those lower vibrational frequencies, it is easier to be able to navigate and move away from them so that they don't affect you. Now, if you're constantly in those lower frequencies, it is much more difficult to recognize and pay attention, because it becomes your comfort zone. It becomes your norm. And when it becomes your norm, that's when you completely are screwing yourself over. And you don't even know it. That is what we are talking about with Make Mo Money March. We want to peel away these layers and these layers and these layers and these layers that keep you stuck in those patterns. That is what is going to break you free. Dun, da, 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 da. So take a couple nice big deep breaths with me. So say it with me. I am open to divine opportunity. And lay on the super cheese just like that, okay? I don't even care if you're in public. Say this out loud. I am open to receiving divine opportunity. La 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 la. Okay, one more time. I am open to receiving divine opportunity. Oh my goodness, it's so funny. As you are opening yourself to receiving divine opportunities, I allow myself permission to be happy. I allow myself permission to feel abundant. I allow myself permission to release the idea of what is reality to float up in the clouds and bring my vibrational elevation to a frequency that only Source can match. So that when Source matches that energy, you will say, of course this is for me. Of course this opportunity is here for me. Of course I'm able to do this. Of course I allow. Of course I receive the abundance of living where I want to live. Of course I receive the abundance of driving the car that I want to drive. Of course I deserve to be able to be pampered and loved and nurtured and seen and heard and valued. Of course. It is your birthright to be loved. It is your birthright to accept yourself. It is your birthright to be abundant and to live joyfully in the freedom of all that you want to create. Let go of the how. And say it with me. I have arrived. Oh, it's so funny. I have arrived. That little phrase will get you anywhere you want to go. Anywhere. There's just, I have arrived and you will be there. Yes. Focus on where you want to go. Let what is letting go, just simply let go. When you focus on what you're letting go, you focus on the grief, you focus on the da-da-da-da-da. Focus on what you're allowing to bring in. Continue to do your affirmations through Make Mo Money March. Continue to bring your friends, your family, the people that you know would benefit from this. Invite them into the group. The more the merrier. Bring everybody in. Yes, please. Yes, please. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. As you know, we have a few spots left for the Earth Angels program. The doors are open in this way for you only right now for the last time. For the last time. So for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know I've been leading this course for over 2 years now. And it is my year-long mastermind training course of psychic development as well as entrepreneurial skills. So we teach you how to be able to bring your gifts in abundance to the world so that you can create and bring your impact into your community, into your livelihood, into your own very own sustainable career that will continue to grow as long as you choose to water it. Let that be your compass. If you are feeling the pull to it right now, I'm going to encourage you to take the steps to reach out to me and send me messages. I've been getting so many wonderful messages about this, so do not miss this opportunity. Like I said, this is the last time that you will see this opportunity in the way that it is, even at the price that it is. So let it be your open door. Remember, we're working the money picture, so don't ever let money be something that gets in the way of you doing what you want to do. If you want to and you want to do this, we have ways to be able to make it happen. Get on the phone with me and we will be able to find your way. All right? With that being said, 10 out of 10 of the clients that I have worked with have all said that they had an intuitive knowing to work with me aside from anything else. So that is why I ask you to tune into your intuition rather than getting into the details of what is included or what it involves. Your intuition will lead you to the door, and I know that it's already there. I know the people are already there because I can already see them, and that is what is there for you. Grace, if the money is what scares you, I can guarantee you, well, actually, I'll just be honest with you. The way that I busted out of my own money patterns and my own scarcity was to spend a shitload of it. I spent a bunch of money for myself on my own coaching program that lit a big fat giant bonfire under my butt. And when I used to think $20 was a lot to spend on something, it increased to $100 is a lot to spend on something. Now $1,000 bucks, I'm like, yeah, maybe I consider it. 10 grand, I'm like, okay, yeah, I could totally do that. When we start getting into the $50,000 range, that's what I now associate with what I used to feel like $20 was. This is breaking through those patterns. This is breaking through those constraints. It's important to be able to just move through them. Move through them. Robin, I'm so glad you know that, because I know that too. I 100% know that. So thank you for saying so. We'll figure out how to make it happen, because I know that's there for you. But yes, keeping that open and keep elevating yourself. Keep elevating yourself. There is no difference between $30 and $3,000. There really isn't. We are just opening the doors to be able to make these things happen. And don't ever let money be something that stands in the way between you, your impact, and your dreams. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Because you always will be able to manifest more and more and more and more. And more and more and more. So I'm going to share this story with you. I was having a call with my book coach yesterday, this man is an absolutely godsend in my life. He's an absolute dream come true. I have never experienced support in my life in the way that he has been able to provide emotionally by being a sounding board. So I'm talking to him and I'm like, I don't want to say that I'm in a funk, but I've growing into this next chapter of my business and rebranding my academy and rebranding my website and rebranding and restructuring everything has been the biggest birth canal I have gone through. And I have gone through several birth canals, from growing from, offering an $1,800 3-month program to my first $25,000 program. That was a huge jump, huge birth canal, huge things as an entrepreneur that I've been going through. And so this last one has been going on for several months now, and it's gotten really intense as of this last week or so. Just like the physical body sensations and the mood swings and the all the stuff that's like, purging, final purge. And so I was looking at some of the decisions that I've made as an entrepreneur, and I haven't always made the best decisions. I have spent tens of thousands of dollars on things that I am still trying to figure out how to make, pay for itself, honestly. And so that's where I also say, like, pay for someone who's going to be in the headwinds to help you not make the mistakes that, they made. That's why I believe in mentorship. Completely, 100%. Tell me how to not mess up. Tell me how to save myself money by hiring you, please. So I was looking at some of these things where I was, having to find the value of forgiveness, things that are clogging my own receptivity channels. And as I'm talking to him about it, I literally heard my guide say, yeah, but did you learn? Yeah. Yeah, did you grow from it? Yeah. Okay, so we'll give you more money. Literally, that's what my guide said. Okay, so we'll give you more money. We'll just bring more money into your channel. We'll just bring more money into your space, and forgive yourself for being irresponsible with it, or forgive yourself for not thinking it through clearly, or forgive yourself for not doing the research before you jumped, and forgive yourself for, and forgive yourself for, and forgive yourself for, because those doors will open. The money is all there. Like, you look around, we are surrounded by money. You go into a bank, you're surrounded by money. You go into a casino in Reno, you're surrounded by money. You go into a place, like, you're surrounded by it. It is literally written in the fabric of everything that we could, like, this index card costs money. This pen costs money, right? So we're surrounded by this. And so we look at and see and wonder why we're not able to quite grasp onto it, yet at the same time realizing that the only thing between that and our ability to get the money that we're after is our willingness to be open to receiving and trusting and having faith that it's there. Yes. So learn with me, grow with me. Let's change the world together. We're so much stronger together. We're so much more capable together. I want you to be on my team. I want to talk to you weekly. I want to know what's going on in your life, and I want to support your dreams to manifest and to happen. So if you want that for yourself, send me a message. Let's talk. Let's connect. And let's figure out the way to make it happen. Beautiful. Thank you for spending this morning with me. Mwah, mwah, mwah. We have arrived, my friends. We are open to receiving the opportunities. We are driven to make it happen. We are doing our inner work. We are committing to the path. Yes. Beautiful. All right, my sweet loves. I will talk to you oh so soon. All right. Love, love. Bye-bye.